Hey y'all, it's your girl Jade. If you know me, welcome back, and if you don't, stay a while and get to know me. Okay guys, so back y'all up just a little bit. Lowered. Are we? I never have the camera like settings ready for y'all when I record. I really don't. I never have them ready. But anyway y'all, so nice to see you guys again. I hope your day is going really well. So today y'all, I got something kind of different. Haven't did it in a while, but I have a kind of cool video for all my people that are going back to school. I just graduated, so I'm not going back to school. Well, I am, but I'm going to college. So but these are for the people that are going back to school, specifically my seniors. Class of 27, show up. And yeah y'all, so today I will be giving y'all some senior advice that I really hope helps, because it helped me. Like a lot of the advice that I giving you guys, it helps me with my senior year, and it's kind of realistic. Like everybody's senior year is different starting off. Like my senior year was very cool, but at the same time I was taking two AP classes. So my senior year, and I had a full schedule at that. So my senior year was definitely different from other people's senior year. A lot of people had half schedules and they were able to get out early, and a lot of people didn't take AP classes, but I took 2. So this is just based off of my experience and would have definitely helped me. So I hope it helps you. So let's just jump right into it. So I have it on my phone, and I have it basically set up as before school, beginning of the year, middle of the year, end of the year, and as well as college. So 4 parts, and let's just start with like the beginning of the year / like before. So basically my first thing I would recommend is that you start off the year strong. Like no matter what, start off the year strong. Do whatever it is you gotta do to like get yourself in the mindset of, okay, senior year, I'm about to be done. Let's get this over with, you know? Not in the sense like let's get this over with as in like let me just do it just to do it. Like let me just like get it over with. Let me get it over with as in let me do what I gotta do. So definitely do whatever it is you have to do to get yourself in the zone for the senior year, because senior year is very chill, very relaxed. You know, it's much funner than your other years, but it still matters. And I'm gonna tell you why it still matters. It definitely still matters, you know, because last thing you want is to go into college, and last thing you want is to prepare for college, or you're college bound and they look at your, you know, freshman, sophomore, junior, and you're doing great. Although senior year is not that important, it's just like you never know what can happen, so you just want to make sure you're tight and you're secure. So start off strong, and you should really be doing that every year if you're college bound, starting off strong, because this really does set the tone for your entire year. So that's kind of like my only advice for the beginning of the year, is just doing whatever it is you have to do to get yourself in the mindset of let's do this. That's just what helps me. That was the mindset I was in, and I've been in that mindset all 4 years. And although I was definitely over it by junior and senior year, it was definitely more so let's do this. Like we're almost there, girl. Okay, so that's the beginning of the year. And for me, I don't know about you guys, but for me, we jumped right into college stuff. We took our SATs junior year, and that was spring of junior year. So right when we got back from summer and we got into our senior year, it was beginning of the year, college. So I had my applications in September, because literally it was like start on your apps. So I started doing my apps. But my advice for like college stuff is have your list of schools that pique your interest. You should really have your list of schools that pique your interest like the end of junior year or like spring of junior year, because that's when you really start doing your research and you start figuring what I want to do. So definitely have the schools that pique your interest set, so you know what you're applying to. Have a list of what you're looking for in colleges. So like if you want an urban, suburban, if you want to live in the countryside, if you want a dorm room with your own bathroom, like if you want shuttle buses because you don't have a car, if you want a college that allows freshmen to have cars, like start making your like must-haves or your wants and your needs, your must-haves, and the ones that are like, I don't have to have this, but like it's nice to have. So start making all your lists for that. Ask the questions and get the help that you need. Ask your questions, y'all. Like, call the school, call the admissions office, call your financial advisor, your admissions coach, call the people, call your counselors, set your appointments, do whatever it is you need to do to get the questions that you have answered, because it's really annoying and it's kind of like it's really not a good feeling where you just don't know. So it's like, stay in the know, get the questions that you have answered, and keep going. What else? Oh yeah, have some sort of college planner. I had a college planner. Did I use it? No. And I didn't really use it that much because I wasn't applying to much schools. I literally only applied to like a 4-year college. I applied to one 4-year college, and then I applied to a community college, and I'm going to a community college and then transferring over to a 4-year. But I know that's not how everyone is. That was just me because I wasn't going to be doing applications to colleges that I knew I wasn't going to go to. So, or that it was like, no, I wasn't doing that. So, but I know a lot of people that do that. So have a planner, have, a booklet, have something to write down your application, the process, your portal passwords and usernames, so you can have all of that set. Because when you're doing a whole bunch of applications, you start to really get lost. Like, okay, this is for this school, this is for that school, what portal password goes to here, what password goes to here, Microsoft this, Microsoft that, because a lot of these colleges use like Microsoft, so definitely keep track of like your application processes by having some sort of like planner. That's what I did, and it helped a lot. Okay, submit your FAFSA in a timely manner. FAFSA closes March 1st, I think. Just have it, take 20 minutes out your day. Not even 20 minutes, however long it takes to do FAFSA, but like, ask your mom, hey, can we sit at the table? Can we, sit in your bed? Can we do something? Can you come in my room and help me do my FAFSA? Because like, that's something that definitely does need to get done. And the quicker you do your FAFSA, the quicker you can start applying for scholarships. Because a lot of scholarships require FAFSA. So do your FAFSA. That's literally just like a given. Check your emails regularly. Check your emails regularly, please. Because I cannot count the amount of times I would help my friends with their college stuff, and I was like, and I would always ask them, do you check your emails? Because literally that's how colleges communicate with you. It's via email. They don't text you, they don't go through your teacher, they don't go through your counselor. I mean, they do, but like barely. A lot of it is you directly, and that is through email. So have an email that is kind of like a school, not your exact school email, but like have an email, a personal email that is dedicated for school and work. That's on my iPad. That's my iPad email, and everything I have is school, work, or like everything that is important that goes to that email address on my iPad. And everything on my phone is just spams and app account stuff. So definitely check your emails regularly. They will communicate with you via email every time. Okay, keep your counselors in the know. My school had a college counselor. There was like obviously your counselors that helped with your schedule, and then you had a college counselor that helped with college things. Love my college counselor. If you go to my school, you know her. And my counselors are also just very, very helpful. You just have to keep them updated with what you got going on, and they'll be able to provide you with like advice or resources that align with what you have going on or where you're at. So keep your counselors in the know. Do not neglect your counselors, please. They will help you with the answers that you need. If they don't have the answers, they will help you find somebody that does. Like, your counselors are helpful. If you do have them, they are helpful. And then lastly, for college, stay open to change. I went through a huge change. Went from going, planning on going to a 4-year and, being able to quote unquote have the college life, to starting off at a 2-year college, which is perfectly fine with me. Like, I've made peace with it, but there was definitely a point in my life where I was like, dang, I won't be able to do that. Or like, dang, everybody else is doing this and I'm not, I gotta wait to do it, basically. So definitely had like huge FOMO. It's okay though, because I've seen, the pros in community college and it could actually be better. So I'm just open right now. I don't even know what 4-year college I'm going to after community, so I'm just open, staying open, accepting any change that comes my way. It is annoying though, because I don't like change. I'm not a change person. But yeah, that's it for beginning of the year and college. So let's move on to the next one. Okay, y'all, middle of the year. This is probably your most repetitive, easy, I don't know, your most repetitive, the coldest, and the sluggish time of the year. I couldn't with the senioritis is so bad. But anyway, keep your grades up. When you're a senior, it's really all about passing. Pass your classes, keep your grade up, like do what you have to do to get yourself out of that school, because it is a really terrible experience when you cannot leave the school. So make sure you are on track for leaving the school. Credits, classes, grades, do whatever it is you got to do to get out the school, because I know you don't want to stay there as long as, longer than what you need to be. So keep your grades up, because keeping your grades up means that you can pass. When you pass, it means you can leave. If you're ready to leave, make sure you can leave. Like, just literally just set yourself up a nice, clean, clear exit. Keep your grades up. The senioritis is going to hit fast. So like, I got senioritis is real on here. Senioritis is real. It is so real. I had really bad senioritis, but I was like in school. So I had in-school senioritis. I had in-school senioritis where literally I would just go to class and do nothing. I would be in class and I would put on a movie and just watch my movie. Yeah, so, and it's even worse because again, it's cold. A lot of what you're doing is repetitive. Waking up, going to school, going home, going to work. Like, that's your routine just gets really repetitive, and it just doesn't help when it's cold outside, and it doesn't help. You gotta see the same faces every single day. Like, senioritis is bad. So if you do have senioritis, make sure you have the discipline to get your work done. Because like for me, when I had senioritis and I didn't do my work in class, I did my work at home. Because a lot of my classes were based off of due dates, which is normally normal for high school. You have due dates, and normally the due dates are not like at the end of class. It's when you get home, 11:59. So although you do have those teachers that still are like, this needs to be done, this is classwork, you need to get it done in class. But if you don't have that, like if that's not what you're worried about, and you have an assignment that's 11:59 and you don't want to do it at school, make sure you have the discipline to do it at home, so you're able to like turn to your work. What else? Oh, if you want to have an unbothered year, keep your grades up. Like I said, my senior year was a breeze. Despite having 2 AP classes, it was pretty much a breeze, and that was because I didn't have a whole bunch of teachers breathing down my necks about doing this, that, and the third. If anything, it was my counselors asking me, where am I at? So it was my counselors asking me, come talk to me, we got stuff to talk about. So really just do what you gotta do to keep the teachers off your back, keep the administration off your back, keep it so you can do what you really want to do. Because I know a lot of my school, if you don't have your grades up, you cannot participate in anything at all. So do whatever it is you gotta do to just have an unbothered year where nobody is breathing down your necks. I hated that. Okay, and If you can afford to take a mental health break, do it. Mental health breaks are very, you know, you don't gotta go to school every single day, but you gotta go to school enough to make sure that your grades are up. So it's like, if you can afford to take a day off, take that day off, because you're gonna need it. There's gonna be times where you're definitely gonna need it. Like, you're gonna be sick and tired of seeing that one teacher's face, and you're like 10 seconds away from popping off on her because like she's really starting to get on your nerves, and so you gotta take that day. Take a day if you can afford it. I couldn't afford it because I had AP classes, and my AP teacher did not play. Like, there was no such thing as late work. It was turn it in or you don't, and when you don't, you get a 0. That's it. So and then it would be like valuable information that I just feel like I personally couldn't miss out on. So, but if you can miss out on it, miss out on it. There's nothing wrong with that, really. In my opinion, there's not. Okay, and then lastly, for the middle of the year, just pass your classes. Like I said, you're going to be tired. You're going to be like so close yet so far. So do whatever it is you got to do to just pass your classes so you can get out of the school, because that's really what your focus is getting out of the school. So do what you got to do to get out of the school. And that is it for the middle of the year. Oh, and dress warmly. I live in Maryland. It's cold. You know, dress warmly. I hate the cold. I'd hate for someone else to be sitting outside in the cold with shorts on. But I know some people do that out there, but that's just my advice to you. Dress warmly. That's it. Yo, this video is low-key kind of short. I'm gonna throw in some other little advices, you know, where see fits. But now we're at the end of the year. Okay, so this is like your final stretch. So you're almost there. Don't sweat. And basically, when you're at the end of the year, you really want to keep track of everything that you have. Like, if you have library books that need to be returned, for us, we had, you know, school issued devices and like laptops that needed to be turned in. We also had chargers that needed to be turned in. We had a lot of things, textbooks, you know, anything that is going to keep you from graduating, because if we didn't turn that stuff in, we couldn't walk the stage. So anything that is going to hinder you from graduating, make sure that stuff is like done and turned in. So like, I lost my school issue device. It was a Chromebook. It was a whole laptop, stickers, decorated, everything, charger as well. I lost it. It was gone. No, actually, no, I have my charger, because I don't use my charger. I have my charger, but I lost the device. Somebody stole it, and I had to pay $200. I had to kick out $200 so I could walk the stage. So make sure you have your stuff, and make sure you turn your stuff in so you're not kicking out $200 like I was. It was very unfortunate. It was literally the last week of school, and it was finals. I was about to take my AP exam, my AP psychology exam, and I left it in a classroom, and then boom, it was gone. I know, that's so embarrassing. It doesn't matter. Okay. Oh, if you have AP classes and you want, you know, and you care about your AP exams, study for your AP exams, you really should be doing this like maybe second quarter. You really should be doing this like winter. But like, if you are somebody that really wants your AP exam to like mean something, or your AP score to like go towards something, if you pass with a 3 or higher out of 5, that basically means you don't have to take the college level class. So if I took AP English 12, and if I were to have passed the AP exam, I wouldn't have had to take college level English in college. Wouldn't have to take an English class in college. I didn't pass, so now I have to take it, which I'm actually kind of okay with, I guess. You know, I didn't pass it, so I really have no choice. But yeah, if you're somebody that doesn't want to do that, and you know, you're sick and tired of taking English classes, go ahead and start studying for that exam, so you don't gotta worry about it. I was personally okay with having to take college level English, so that's what I did. I only really took an AP class because I wanted to experience it, and I wanted it to look good on my transcript, which it did. It did what it had to do. That's really it. Oh, Fourth quarter is a breeze. Don't stress about fourth quarter really, because you have a couple assignments, your exams, prom, end of year activities, graduation. Like that's literally the entirety of fourth quarter. So like, don't sweat. Just keep doing what you're doing. Turning in your work, doing it on your exams, or just doing your exams. I don't know what happens if you don't do good on your exams, but just, you know, do good on your exams. Try, do good, do whatever it is you gotta do to make sure you pass it so you can get out of school. You don't want nothing holding you back, for real. But other than that, yo, fourth quarter is a breeze, so like enjoy it. It goes by so fast, so just enjoy the breeze. If that's your thing, go to the senior events, because I went to these senior events and I loved them. I thought they were great. I got a lot of cool pictures and I had great friends at the time. So if that's your thing, go to the senior events. I know it's not some people's things, so if it's not your thing, don't worry about it. You know, it doesn't really dictate whether you have a good year or not. So if you don't want to go, don't go. I went though, and I had fun. So yeah, have fun at your senior events, enjoy them, take your pictures, have your memories. Oh, use things like prom and graduation to motivate you. That was a huge motivation for me. Like literally, I remember walking up the stairs to class and I was like, 3 more days. 3 more days until prom. Or it would be like, last day. You know, anything to, you know, to get you to where you want to go. So if you gotta sit there and tell yourself 3 more days until prom, 1 more month until the end of the year, you know, 2 more days until that senior event that you're looking forward to, do it. Use that as a motivation. That's what motivated me to get up and go to school, was so I could talk to my friends about my prom dress and what I'm wearing to graduation, and take pictures. That was scrapbooking, because I was really into scrapbooking at the time. I still am. I just need to get a photo printer. Scrapbooking, so I had pictures to scrapbook with. Like that was really just my motivation to go to school. That and getting out of school. Oh, and then once you're at the end, make sure everything is like done. Make sure everything is wrapped up, tightened, put a little bow on it if you want to. Make sure everything is crisp, clean, and you know, you done wiped your hands clean of the situation. You just like, I'm out. Make sure everything is done, because that's kind of how it was with me. I was making sure everything was done, you know, keeping track of how many exams I got left to do, grades, calculating my GPA, like doing whatever it is I need to do, you know, making sure I was set. So nobody emailed nobody talking about some, hey, you got this going on and you need this to get done. Like I wasn't trying to deal with that. So everything was kind of like good to go until I lost my Chromebook, and it was just literally hanging over my head, and I had to go to the makeup days to see if I could find my computer so I could turn in my computer, and I ended up not being able to find it. So then I had to pay $200 so I can graduate. So anyway, so avoid that. Make sure everything is just done. Make sure everything is done, because it really sucks when you got that email saying, hey, you need to do this before you do that. It really sucks. Oh, and then lastly, y'all, don't be late to graduation. I remember my graduation, I saw maybe like 2 people who were late. I was like, that's embarrassing. Like I think it was like 2 people. I was sitting in the audience with my choir, because I was with my choir performing for graduation. We did like the Star Spangled Banner and another song, and I was sitting down waiting to do the second song, and I looked in the crowd. Ooh, yellow cap and gowns. Somebody was late, I think. That's what I thought. They might have not been late, but it was given very much, you were not on time. So be on time. And also like go to your graduation rehearsal as well, because it's low-key kind of confusing, especially if you don't have people to kind of direct you. Luckily we had 2 people, 3 people, a couple people, don't know how many people. We had people directing us as to what we were doing. But I went to another person's graduation and they didn't really have the direction that I had at my graduation. So I guess it just depends on the school. But just in case you don't have the direction that I had, because literally it was 1, 2, 3. Like, it was directions. When I get to 3, you stand up. Like, it was directions. So if your school don't do that, make sure you go to that graduation rehearsal so you not lost, you're not confused. You know, if they don't call your name, or if somebody, the person in front of you is not here to get their diploma, and you walk out because you thought it was your name or you thought it was your turn the whole time it was not your turn, make sure you know your name is called and you walk, not someone else's name who just so happens to be there, not be there, and you walk, you know. So make sure you go to that rehearsal so you know what to do. And that's kind of it for my list. I can't really think of anything else besides doing what you got to do, having a clear mindset and a clear goal, which is leaving, and making sure nothing gets in your way when it comes down to that. So dealing with teachers, respect your teachers, because when it comes down to like those recommendation letters, when it comes down to like when you really need your teachers, make sure you are comfortable enough to go to your teachers. So foster that good relationship if you're able to. Some teachers don't care about the relationship, some teachers do. I had great relationships with my teachers, so it was, love them, love all of them, they're great. But that's it. Don't get into fights, please, unless you have to. Unless you have to fight, don't fight. If you don't gotta fight, don't fight. But unless you have to, do what you gotta do. But like, your actions have consequences, so make good actions, do good actions. That's it though. It's a nice little calm video. I really hope this helps somebody, you know. I really hope this helps whoever is going into their senior year. Really, I had a couple people, they were like, yes, you know, please make this video. So I got y'all. The video is made. And I really hope you guys have an awesome senior year. I can't wait to see the prom fits, because I know they're gonna be tea, y'all. Like, there's been I've seen a lot of feud between classes 26 and classes 27. I've seen good things, I've seen bad things, I've seen rivalries, I've seen a lot of things between these two classes. So like, low-key, I'm excited for the class of 27. I know y'all gonna show up and show out. We did as well, but I know y'all also are going to. So I'm excited to see what happens. I'm excited to see what's going on. But that's kind of it for all of my advice. These are things that helped me during my senior year, and that I hope helps you during your senior year. So if you have any questions, and you have my Instagram, it's in the description. But if you have any questions, text me, I'll answer them, of course. And that's really it for this video. Nice little calm, cool, collective video, nice little sit down talk. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow the socials, they're in the description box. Oh my gosh, my phone fell. Follow the socials, they're in the description box. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. That's it, really. I will see y'all in the next one.